I don't know if you guys have watched First Take recently, but this week Stephen A. Smith decided to compare the Buffalo Bills to a partner who teases you but gives you no follow through. I'll take it a step further. If impotency was a football team, it would be the Buffalo Bills. And while I might butcher that word to hell and back, we got two conference championship games to be played this weekend. Let's hope we don't butcher those picks, just like the Buffalo Bills butcher playoff games against the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Conference Championship Week with the two title games for the conferences in the 2023-2024 NFL season. And my prediction picks, of course. I'm your host, Catherine, and you're on the Blind Canadian Cat YouTube channel. I say meow, and I roll intros. And god damn, if I decide to keep it or not, I took too many damn takes trying to get that intro out. So I will probably shove those at the end of the video so you can see me fail to make the joke I made several hundred of times. But, as we all know, I can shit talk the Bills all I want. And I like to. It's fun. But come on, you saw it. We all saw it. This Bills team, while yes, they're still a good team, they were one of the least trustworthy teams you could have in these playoffs. And again, beating Pittsburgh, because it was a one-possession game in that fourth quarter against Pittsburgh. I don't care what anyone says. That's not a good team. That's not a good team. And Allen's turnovers, this team being inconsistent, Stephon Diggs disappearing in the playoffs for the third year in a row. Like, I don't know what you want me to say here. I don't. But I saw this coming a mile away. And disappointed in others who didn't. It's Kansas City. They always beat Buffalo in the playoffs. But talking about other great things that happened this weekend, let's take a recap and see how we did. And what do you know? 4-0 straight up. Divisional round ace. Totals, I would have gone 4-0 as well had Houston not failed that fourth down and Baltimore took a field goal. I was at JT last minute field goal out from being 4-0 on those totals. So you take what you can. 2-2 on the spreads. I got the first two games switched up. I thought Houston would keep it respectable, and I thought San Fran would run away from Green Bay. Ended up second half, Baltimore ran away with the game, and San Fran had to fight for it because Green Bay had a hold on that game for a while. They did, but San Fran came back, made the plays they needed to make, even without Debo, which is going to be the big talk for this week, whether he's healthy or not. But San Fran came, got that final drive, won. Jordan Love threw a fucking Brett Favre type pick to end the game, and it is what it is. Texans team will definitely be back. Packers team will definitely be back. Keep an eye out for these teams. And they ain't playing in the regular season next year, so I think that should be a primetime game. But anywho, the future we'll discuss when the future deserves to be discussed. But right now, we're in the now. And with 4 teams remaining, let us get into these 4 games and see how we are feeling. And the first one, of course, the NFL has gloriously scheduled the AFC Championship game first. So let's talk about it. The Kansas City Chiefs, that team who, for all intents and purposes, we thought were dead. They were going to win their division because nobody trusted Denver, and once we saw that LA was going to fall apart, they were going to fall apart. So we all knew KC was going to win that division. But damn, did they struggle to get there. Did they ever struggle? Inconsistent receiver plays, outside noise that you could argue whether or not that deserves to be made as outside noise. I'm not here to judge anyone on that. But this Kansas City team, and they found a way. That offense found a way. I butchered that word too. The offense found a way more than anything against that Buffalo team. And yes, Buffalo's been injured, but Casey's been having offensive issues all year. So to score the way they did, give them credit. And they arguably should have had more. I don't know why you're not handing the ball off to Isaiah Pacheco inside the 5. Yeah, you're fancy, you want to be cute with McCole Hartman. Whatever. You have Pacheco. He's like your beast mode. I'm not saying they're the same player, but god damn it, Pacheco runs like a motherfucker and will punch a man in the mouth. Give the ball to him inside the 5 at all times. It's not that hard. But anywho, Kansas City, one way or another, got back to the AFC Championship game. But not only like they had to play their first road game in the general, this will be the first AFC Championship game they've played. That's not an Arrowhead Stadium. They travel to the 1 seed and my beloved Baltimore Ravens, who are bringing the field, by the way, to be at this game. I don't know if any of you have seen this lineup, but their legends of the game, it's going to be both Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. Anquan's going to be there. Fucking Stover's going to be there. I think Ogden's there as well. They got T-Pain at halftime. Michael Phelps is going to be there. They are bringing everybody out to Baltimore and to Edmonton for this game. So, Ravens 1 seed. Admittedly, I was not expecting it. It wasn't surprising if they won the division, because I know when healthy, this team is a good team. When Lamar is healthy, they are a good team. And even losing J.K. and then losing Keaton later on, like, this was a good team. We all knew this was a good team. And what do you know? When Lamar stays healthy, he gets shit done. And this defense, when they play like the defense we expect them to be, they get shit done. And when you get receivers who know how to make catches, they get shit done. And when Lamar's not in this, I gotta prove to everyone that I can play QB. No. No one can, no. Be you. Just be you. Do your thing. Goes to a 1 seed. Get in a little bit of a defensive dogfight with Houston in the first half. But in the second half, something clicks. And you know how much it means to Lamar with him reporting that. He did most of the talking at halftime. You know how much it meant to him. So he galvanized everyone. Defense kept doing his thing, and the offense scored points. And the game with no turnovers for either team, or sacks for that matter, or no sacks on Baltimore's side. You give credit to Houston, but that just means the Ravens' defense is nasty. No sacks and no turnovers, and they only allowed 3. The touchdown that Houston got was off a punt return. So that defense did not give up anything, despite getting no sacks and no turnovers, except 3 points. That is impressive. And again, Houston had been an offense on fire recently. Now you get Kansas City, who for the most part hasn't been lighting the world on fire for all intents and purposes. But their offense has slowly found it. They're getting it together. And they got a defense who, weirdly enough, has carried them to this point. How weird is it that we're talking about Kansas City defense, even now more still, than previous years, and particularly their offense. We can talk about home and road record stuff. I'm not really familiar with that. I don't look at numbers when I make my picks. I go off vibes, I go off reading the teams, and I go off what makes sense or what feels right. If you want numbers and you want logic, you got my friend Justin. He's always down in the description below for every one of these videos, because that man is smart and does his research. I bullshit and go off moods and vibes. I know this season with a better regular straight up record than he did, so I don't want to hear nothing. That being said, knowing how both these defenses are, and just knowing how, again, I go back to Ravens playoffs. The 2 games, because this is now the second consecutive Ravens playoff game that's gone over, but it's gone over by that half a point. I kid you not. It's gone over by only that half. That one half. When there was the Cincy Baltimore game last year, it was at, 40 and a half, and it got to 41. This one was at, I think, of like 43 and a half, and it got to 44. I'm telling you, when they hit these overs, it's just barely. And now it's 44 and a half. You're wondering that. At this point, when it comes to Ravens playoff games, you might just want to tease it. Tease it up 6, take the under. But with that, knowing how these two defenses are and knowing the respect of it, I do think this game stays under. So under 44 and a half, I like that. Easy peasy, yada yada. Now, who do I pick in this game? You know, when you do football picks for long enough, you get to moments where you gotta ask yourself, are you picking a team because you believe they are legitimately better? Or are you picking the team because there's a bias for and or against the teams playing? And as I look at this game, it's my team versus the team of my roommate, who I've now lived with for a year and a half. you gotta be hard pressed for me not to pick my team. I mean, I am decked out for a reason. You gotta be hard pressed for me to not pick my team here. So with that, Ravens defend home field, take care of business against KC, and go to Super Bowl 58. I'm picking the Ravens, and with a spread at 3.5, you can take it or you can take or leave or how you feel. Half are usually scary against a team like Kansas City, where you could honestly see this being a 3-point game. But I'm gonna take the 3.5. I think Baltimore's defense is better, and I think their offense is better. So I think it is very likely they win this game by a touchdown, 10, 9 points, something like that. Which is iffy, because you do think Kansas City's going to put points up. Because they always do. Kansas City always puts up points. But this defense is real. And this offense is locked in. Do what you need. Don't put yourself on a hole. So I'm taking the Ravens to win, Baltimore to cover, and we're going to stay under that 44.5. Final score prediction, I'm going Ravens 23, Chiefs 17. The Baltimore Ravens represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. And over to the NFC team, we got the 1 seed, San Francisco 49ers, who you wondered if Brock Purdy had stayed healthy and not gotten his arm thrown off to whatever the hell happened, they would have beaten Philly in that NFC Championship game. I'd say hit or miss. When the Phillies a good team, it's really hard to win in Philadelphia. Ask the Vikings from a couple years ago about that. Even with backups. And they're hosting the NFL's beloved story, the Detroit Lions, who have now won their second playoff game. Granted, they were given so many luxuries, with both Dallas floundering to Green Bay and Philly floundering to Tampa. You really thought Detroit would have had to go through one of those two, but they get the luxury of not having to go through either. But that doesn't mean you should take away credit from this team. This is a good team. It's a team that's been built from the inside. They've been building piece after piece after piece. Taking in Jared Goff, trying to rebuild his confidence. Amon-Ra, drafting Jahmyr Gibbs, drafting Sam Laporta, signing David Montgomery in the offseason. Drafting Brian Branch, drafting Jack Lambert. Getting C.J. Gardner-Johnson. This team has been being built up. You saw in year 1, they were a tough out. You would win the game, but they'd give you a fight. Next year, they're finding out how to win. It's a rough start, but they're finding out how to win. And had one game gone their way, they would have been the 7th seed last year. And now here they are. Rodgers gone. Vikings are due to collapse because they way overperformed. So they're going to fall down. Even without the Kirk injury, they were doomed to fall down. And Detroit sprung up. They took their chance. And they won their division. Took care of business in a playoff game that had emotional standards against the Rams. There's a lot of emotion there. Forget like the Lions' sake of the emotion. That opponent, the demons they had to conquer to beat that opponent, that Rams team, the one that did that trade, the Rams team that won that Super Bowl after that. That's a lot of demons conquered, and that means a lot to a team. And then getting more confidence, beating a Tampa team, who the bar is set low for Tampa, but they made it again, and Detroit stood proud. Now Detroit's 1 game away. And they go into San Fran. What scares me the most about this is the fact that San Fran is favored by 7. Like the betting favorite has them at -7. Even with the 50-50 going on with Deebo Samuel. You wonder how that's going to go. Even if he does play at this point, he's not going to be 100%. So it's going to be a risk. And you wonder how that's going to affect them. Because this team, ultimately, has issues with moving the ball without Deebo. Which is weird because, one weapon's got him, no big deal. We still got this guy. So you wonder why he makes it so special. It's probably because of his versatility, obviously. But, you wonder what it is about him. You do. And so, with a game like this, I feel like -7 is too much. Like, regardless where you lean, if you're a San Fran or you're Detroit, you don't think that the Niners are going to pull a touchdown plus lead on this team. I don't see it, and it's. I think Detroit deserves the benefit of the doubt, whether it's them or San Fran. And with a total at 51.5, it's kind of crazy. It's a lot. It really is a lot. But with the way Green Bay was able to score the points they did, and like Jordan Love's gonna be that guy here, if not next year, soon. But this Lions team and this Lions offense has been performing better. And I don't know about San Fran's defense at this point. They got names, but they're doing a lot of things that are making you wonder what's going on. So I feel like with 51.5, it's a risky play, but you want to take the over on this. Over in a close game. Now, who do I think will win? You look at it, you think about it. What makes sense? What do you believe? What is more than likely to happen? I don't see it. I do not see it. I want to believe. I want to see this team do this. But I just don't think they have it. I don't think Detroit's ready enough. They're close, and they're exceeding expectation. But I just don't think they're ready for this. I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers to win this game. Detroit's going to give them a dogfight for sure. But I think San Fran just has too much. And I don't think Detroit can keep up. I really don't. Again, this will be an absolute barn burner fun game that we will all enjoy. But I just don't see it. I just don't see Detroit going into that stadium and winning that game. I really don't. I'm taking the 49ers to win, the Lions to cover +7, because I do think they keep it close. And I'm going to go over 51.5 points being scored. I'm going 49ers 31, Detroit Lions 27. And with that, your Super Bowl 58 matchup, whether it be scripted or not scripted, will be the AFC champion Baltimore Ravens facing off against the NFC champion San Francisco 49ers in a rematch of Super Bowl 47, with two teams who have reverse polar opposite of the quarterbacks they had when they last met in this Super Bowl. And with that, those are my picks. Thank you all for watching. This has been a fun season. I will see you in a while for Super Bowl 58. Choose peace, accept love, and have big trust. Go Baltimore. Win this game. Let's go to the damn Super Bowl. Big trust. Have faith. Goodbye, everybody. I don't know if any of y'all, if impotency with a buffalo. God damn it. And I'll take it a step further. I'd like to say that the Buffalo Bills are the I cannot say that word. Impotency. I don't know how many of you watched First Take, whether recently or ever, but this week Stephen A. Smith decided to make a... God damn it. I don't know if any of you watch First Take, but 5 minutes and I cannot get an intro out. To relate the Buffalo Bills to a partner that teases you and then does not give you follow through. And if you've ever been teased, God damn it, no, I don't like that either. I don't know if you guys watch. God damn it. I don't know if you guys watch First Take, be it recently or ever in your time, but this week Stephen A. Smith decided to relate the Buffalo Bills to a partner who teases you and gives you no follow through. I'll take it a step further. If impotency was a football team, it would be the Buffalo Bills. And while I may butcher that word up, let's head to these conference championship games and hope I don't butcher these picks the way the Buffalo fucking guy was close. God damn it. I don't know if you guys have watched First Take recently, but this week's... I don't know if you guys watched First Take, be it recently or...